think you're too old to play video games?
Never. You can never be too old to play video games. It's impossible.
Well, in general, no. I feel like age don't really have a point, like an end point.
Never too old to play video games.
Like, I'm only 23.
You think you're too old to play video games?
Fuck no.
Think you're not wasting your time playing video games whenever you get out of work? You don't think you could be doing something more productive?
There's nothing else I could do.
Why?
Everything else I want to do is illegal.
Wait, is what?
Illegal.
Off the record, what else do you want to do? On the record. What do you want to do?
Self-incriminating.
Say it! Cause I'm putting this shit in, nigga. I'm talking to the feds.
Because you know, like how there's a one YouTuber, or I don't know if he's a TikToker or not, but that grandfather who's a veteran and he plays fucking Battlefield all the time.
Yeah.
He's old, but he still enjoys playing the game.
So you don't think after you get a certain age,
I'm gonna stop? No. I think at a certain age, I'll probably just start playing more single player games compared to just online only, you know? Because I'm gonna lose skill with time. Arthritis,
are you?
all that shit, you know? Yeah.
By the time we get older, technology is just going to be beyond what we ever thought it might be. Who knows? My dad, your dad, probably never thought when they was kids or our age that there would be a game where you could put it on your head. And now you in this fucking world and you're like, yo, what the fuck? My dad be playing games that are like scary and shit, or like some other crazy games, and it's on the VR. He never thought he would play that.
How old were you when you first started playing video games? Damn.
Let me think. It was Atari.
Huh?
Atari. You ever heard of Atari?
Yeah, yeah, I know what Atari is.
So, back when that first came out, so what was I? 13, 14, 15 years old? Somewhere around there.
By the time we get older, it's fast. It's going to be way better games. Our kids will be putting us on to these games. And we're already experienced playing games. We came from a generation where everybody was playing. Yeah. So we got it kind of good. And we came in a generation where it's online, so that's even better. We get to actually communicate with our friends without even having to see them. After school, little kids, bro, we ain't have phones. I ain't have a phone till like, shit, I don't remember, like somewhere in middle school. So me and my friends were just on Xbox talking.
I just don't think children should be gaming more than like
adults.
Yeah.
Really?
What do you classify a child?
8 and under.
8?
Yeah.
Oh.
8 and under. They should not be touching a screen. Really.
That's kind of a big ask these days.
I know.
These days,
It is. In moderation, it becomes a problem if they're on it and it's very easily accessed for them.
Oh. Nah, because I started playing video games at like 5.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in moderation. It was OD.
And you could have played it like whenever you wanted.
I couldn't?
You could have.
You could have.
Oh, I could have, but when I couldn't, I would cry.
Oh. Yeah.
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 Alright, bro. You don't understand.
Yeah, no.
But like,
I was stealing bikes.
that's with like any kind of like.
I was stealing books. So he was a little badass kid.
I would bring up a topic they love. They love cooking. I would bring up a cooking simulator game. I would just bring up the idea of it. Like, imagine you could play your own game where you could be in your own little restaurant, own little chef. Because there's a VR game like that called Cooking Simulator. I played that shit. I was bored as hell.
I'd like talk to them and see what they like, and like based off their interests, be like, "You want to play Cooking Mama? You can play Cooking Mama."
Okay.
That's a video game.
I know that. It was here before, you know?
That's older than I am.
How old is that fucking game?
What the fuck? Oh,
What's older than you?
Cooking Mama.
Damn.
which one? Like 1 and 2.
1.
Damn.
Find a game that has like a compelling story, like one that like, cause you know how people be into D&D,
Like the tabletop?
Yeah, like the tabletop,
Yeah.
but they never played like a D&D game. You can get them into Baldur's Gate or Divinity Original Sin 2 or Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay, so find a game that has similar interests to what
They're
like.
interested in.
Okay, but
Or people who like watching horror movies, you can let them know that they make horror video games, and you can just play as the character and experience what they experience firsthand.
but why would they if all they really need to do is
Watch a movie,
or play a tabletop game?
but they don't
Why
make
would they?
tabletops for horror.
But I know, but you said tabletop games before, so
Yeah.
that was whatever they had.
I mean, people who play tabletop games are probably going to be interested in video games.
Well, you could try to convince them, but you can't. If somebody's not interested, then you can't. Right?
You wouldn't even try?
Yeah, try. You can try to convince them, but if they're not interested in it or they don't have the time, because video games these days, you got to have time to invest because they're so complex.
They might not have time to ask their kids, nephews, like, yo, what's the best game that's out? What station is on? Then they have to adapt to even playing it.
Okay.
I feel like you have to start off young. If you start off a little older, you have to adapt, and then you might not have time to keep adapting to learn how to play with that console system,
like-
whatever.
It's easier to adapt though, because games nowadays are like kind of simple and easy.
Sure?
Yeah.
All right,
Compared to back then, like 20 years ago, games now are as easy as ever. I mean, if a kid,
I think it's more complex.
If a kid-
It depends what game.
because we started playing games when we were young, so if little kids like us can grasp, playing a game back then, I think adults can get it now. It's if they're open to it or not.
I feel like they're really biased. If they don't play video games or wasn't ever interested in playing video games, then they're gonna be like, I don't think you should be playing that at your such old age.
TV shows and movies, it's different from gaming, from where you could like control unless it's a certain single player campaign, which you could still kind of control your own destiny. Like now in games, you have choices and all that now. It's like in the show, you're supposed to watch this person's destiny, whatever it might be in the show. This is their path. They gotta follow it. You're just there to watch it. The person that made the show already knows what it is, what's the ending like, what's the main meaning behind it. In a game, you get to create your own shit. Especially nowadays, you got open worlds, single player games. You get to do whatever the fuck you want to do now. There's so many games where you can do anything. You have the ability to create and do anything. And if that game don't got it, this game do. And it's like, that's what's different from TV shows and movies.
People who don't play them could be like, oh, your time could be spent doing something else. It's more productive.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could look at it like that. You could be doing more things, maybe reading a book or learning Spanish.
The more we get older, we might not have more time, but I'm saying it's different from now how it would be back then, because our generation came up off of gaming. It seemed like when we were growing up, gaming just came to a rise. That's when GameStop started popping. That's when you had the ability to order games to your house or go to these boxes or these, the boxes where they sell movies and all that. You could actually purchase a game. Yeah, that's like back then, they were doing stuff like that. You could rent a game. So it's like, it's different now, but back then they had to really get used to it. I'm thinking like this: the more older you get, the more time you might not have, because you gotta take care of other things, and then it's like you might lose that little feeling you had when you was a kid playing on the Nintendo or something. Like you don't, like you just said, just to relax.
What about
Like,
to a person that hasn't played video games as a kid? They're introduced to it as a adult.
ooh, you hit me good with that one. That was a good one, cuz.